Hello learners, this is Habiba with Pedagogy of Social Sciences with the topic School Curriculum and Resources in Social Sciences. In the previous class, we discussed about the curriculum development process. Now the second subtopic is National Curriculum Framework 2005. Let's discuss introduction. The National Curriculum Framework 2005, that is NCF 2005, is the fourth National Curriculum Framework published in 2005 by the National Council of Educational Research and Training, that is NCERT in India. Its predecessors were published in 1975, 1988 and 2000. The NCF 2005 serves as a guideline for syllabus, textbooks and teaching practices for the schools in India. The NCF 2005 has based its policies on previous government reports on education such as Learning Without Burden and National Policy of Education 1986 to 1992 and focus group discussion. After multiple deliberations, 21 national focus group position papers have been published to provide inputs for NCF 2005. Now, what is National Curriculum Framework? Let's understand here. It provides the framework for creation of school syllabi and writing of textbooks and gives guidelines on teaching practices. So, National Curriculum Framework mainly what does it do? Otherwise, it will be chaotic. Each educational institution will pop up with their own syllabuses and textbooks. So, it's very important that one center should be there or institution, organization should be there or council should be there to look after whole central education, and in the state also state council will be there which will take for the state syllabuses. So here national-wide, here National Curriculum Framework, what does it do? It creates a syllabi and writing of textbooks and also gives guidelines on how should be the teaching methods and strategies and procedures. So past guidelines in the year 1975, what does they say? General science as a compulsory subject, activity based integrated science recommended up to class 10th. So this was the guideline given in the year 1975. Then in the year 1988, science curriculum should be learner centered, develop well defined abilities in cognitive, affective and psychomotor domains. These domains we understood when we were studying about Bloom's taxonomy, revised taxonomy. So these are the three domains which should be followed. In the 2000 year, teaching of science and technology in upper primary and secondary, part of environment studies in primary recommended. So here in 2005, focus was on learning without burden. Children were overloaded with lots of syllabus and lots of things to be done. So reduction in syllabus and including age appropriate concept. They also concentrated the concepts should be age appropriated. That means class 1 what kind of syllabus or concept should be there, and gradually those concepts should be increased in the level. Now, what are the salient features of the National Curriculum Framework 2005? Let's see. What is the aim of education according to this Curriculum Framework 2005? The National Curriculum Framework, taking cues from Learning Without Burden, which was given in the year 1993, and seeking guidance from the constitutional vision of India as a secular, egalitarian and pluralistic society founded on the values of social justice and equality, identifies certain broad aims of education. These include independence of thought and action, sensitivity to others, well-being and feelings, learning to respond to new situations in a flexible and creative manner, predisposition towards participation in democratic processes, and the ability to work towards and contribute to economic progress and social change. So now let's see what are the guidelines, guiding principles given in this National Curriculum Framework 2005. The fact that learning has become a source of burden and stress on children is an evidence of a deep distortion in educational aims and quality. Obviously, when we were studying, there was a lot of burden on us that parents want this science, not in our maybe, in our situation little less, but when our children have grown, that time what happened, all the people wanted, all the parents wanted their children to become big professionally in high positions, so that they wanted science and wanted to become doctors, engineers only. So burden was so high on the students, they used to do only rote learning. But when these guidelines have come, situation has changed. To correct this distortion, the present National Curriculum Framework processes 5 guiding principles for curriculum development has been given. So let's see one by one. First one, connecting knowledge to life outside the school. That means not confined to school itself. Knowledge should be given of the outside also. The knowledge should be connected through some place or plantation or cleanliness drives, planting, and whatever they can connect the knowledge, that should be also from school to outside world. Then ensuring that learning shifts away from rote methods. Obviously, just by hearting the things and producing in the paper, that is not at all correct. So what they have given the guideline, that rote learning, by hearting things should not be there. The learning should be shifted from rote learning to the knowledge gaining and constructivist method. Then enriching, third guideline is enriching the curriculum to provide for overall development of children rather than remain textbook centric. That is, going beyond the textbook it should be. The curriculum should be such that going beyond the textbook, only not sticking to the textbook. Overall, for overall development of a child, going beyond textbook, project methods and different things, discussions, elocutions, communication, sports, extracurricular activities. Nowadays, overall for formative assessment, different activities are included. So that was the guiding principle. The fourth one is making examination more flexible and integrated into classroom life. It should not be rigid, it should be flexible. According to the integration of the class, that examination should be taken. The last one is nurturing an overriding identity informed by caring concerns within the democratic polity of the country. So the children should be sensitized, they should be nurtured overall identity of what is our country, diversified country about our country, democratic polity, how to give respect, how we become good citizens in future. That should all be nurtured to the child. Now let's conclude the topic. The National Curriculum Framework, while placing the learner as the constructor of knowledge, emphasizes that curriculum, syllabus and textbooks should enable the teacher to organize classroom experiences in consonance with the child's nature and environment, and providing opportunities for all children. Obviously, what should be the end result of this framework? Knowledge gaining. That is very important, and proper syllabus, proper textbooks according to the class level and age level of the students. That should be, the child should be nurtured with proper overall development, and also they should give best experiences connecting with the nature and environment. The children should be provided overall opportunities, all opportunities they should get. The significant changes are recommended in all the curricular areas with a view to making education more relevant to the present day and future needs in order to alleviate the stress children are coping with today. Obviously, nowadays children are very stressed with the overburdened education, so that should not be there. Extracurricular activities, sports, whatever the child is interested in, that should be, those opportunities should be given to the children. So the NCF recommends the softening of subject boundaries so that children can get a taste of integrated knowledge and joy of understanding. Obviously, there are like small saplings, very delicate and sensitive. How we mold them, that sapling, it will mold to that direction. So same way the child also, in whichever manner we want to mold them, from the child itself we should give proper environment, proper education, the knowledge and joy of understanding, it should be there, not just burdening them with lots of knowledge, technical things and all. The children should be nurtured with best things in life. They can become best citizens. Empathy, feeling for others, that is very important. Sensitive issues, they should be dealt with, so that sensitivity will be there in their mind and they can understand when they go in the society. So we come to the end of this topic here. Thanks for your attention and time. As motivation, please do like, share, subscribe and comment below. Till now who have subscribed, thank you so very much to all the subscribers, and hope you will share these videos so that it will be helpful to the students who are very interested in this education topic. Thanks again for your attention and time. We will meet in the next class. Until then, happy learning.